This is the Great Basin prescribed fire and weather briefing for Wednesday, April 23rd. Looking at the activity map, we have a couple of new small fires, natural, across the Uinta Basin, a couple of recent ones in the yellow, and lots of ongoing burn projects in the purple. This is that time of year, especially well, up north, but also down in parts of Utah and Nevada as well. Not so much in southern areas as things have rapidly dried out there. We'll look at that in a minute. Precipitation the past 7 days, most of it in the eastern part of the geographic area. You can see the percent of below normal, 0 to 5% in that dark red or brown color, and somewhat closer to normal as you head further to the east. 100-hour fuels starting to reflect this. We see an expanding northward area of that gold color of 6 to 10% across much of Nevada into central, even parts of northwestern Nevada, seeing pockets of that also in parts of southern Utah as well. Moisture in the higher elevations. The 5-month over the winter flash drought index, again, flashing those very high values across the southern third of the geographic area, but no problems as you head north of the I-70 Highway 50 corridor. Snowpack is starting to dwindle. We'll probably be tapering off this product shortly, but it's been very low down in the south near these values all winter long. They were above normal for a while and still normal across the northern half of the geographic area. Looking at some individual ERC charts, and you can see some of the rapid drying. This is in top chart in southwest Utah. You can see already above record levels for this time of year and projections to slide a little bit higher. If we drew a straight line, that would put us kind of more into late June normals, and not that far off in southeast Utah as well, approaching record levels and also getting in towards those mid-June normals. So looking at the upper level map for today, we have still some moisture, kind of a broad trough of low pressure coming in, so slightly cooler than normal. Maybe some clouds, maybe some sprinkles underneath these green areas. Excellent overall dispersion areas in the white. You can see some of the surface winds kicking up across southern and western areas, lighter surface winds further to the north. These are primarily from the southwest. Minimum humidity down near 10% in the south, 25 to 35% in the north. Transport winds stronger in those southern areas. Vertical mixing excellent in all areas. Those reddish colors are 5,000 to 7,000 feet above ground level. The trough deepens off the Pacific coast, so continuing that broad but fairly dry southwest wind flow, especially across southern areas. Some moisture in the far north and east. Good overall dispersion, maybe a little bit of stagnation in some spots because of the lack of wind mainly. But we do see those winds in the southern areas. Similar humidity levels, again, near 10% or even upper single digits in the south and 20 to 35% in the north. Transport winds, again, breezy in the south, and not only low humidity, but winds tend to accelerate the drying of the fuels. We'll continue to see that trend on Thursday, but good overall mixing, several thousand feet above ground level. Now, this low starts to deepen and starts cranking and starts producing some precip across western and northwestern Nevada areas in the green. We'll see a gradually increasing humidity, but still increasing winds. You see the tight packing of these height lines, excellent overall dispersion. We see the surface winds expanding, quite a windy day. So we go into Friday, lots of surface winds, 25 to 30 miles per hour, and that's sustained. And you can see the low humidity in the south, but a gradual rise in humidity further to the north and west. And those transport winds quite strong in the purple. Those are 30 to 40 plus mile an hour transport winds, also analogous to wind gusts in a lot of areas as well. Great overall mixing. The 3-day precip totals, again, mostly in the northern half of the geographic area and very light, a couple hundredths of an inch. Now, this low starts moving across the Great Basin, first across Nevada, but into parts of western Utah as well on Saturday. Great overall dispersion, and slowly pushes towards the eastern Great Basin on Sunday before it lifts out on Monday and drier air pushes in on with this ridge of high pressure. Dispersion stays good throughout. Starts to weaken a little bit on Tuesday as the wind field weakens. We get some high clouds, maybe some light precip in far northern areas. Let's see how that plays out. This is the day 4, day 5 precip. This will be over the weekend as the low tracks across the Great Basin. 1/10 of an inch to a 1/4 inch, maybe some locally heavier pockets in northern Nevada, parts of Idaho and far northern Utah, but scant amounts further south. and just tapering off as the system exits early next week. This is our 7-day total, again, so some moistening in northern and even some central areas, but remaining bone dry in the south. And for the Salt Lake area here, just looking at temperatures, low to mid 70s the next couple of days into Friday, and actually continuing before we see a cool down on Sunday with that low pressure area temperatures cooling off about 10 degrees. And the overall outlook as we go into the first week of May, this is end of April to May 6th, warmer than normal temperatures and overall near normal precip, maybe a little bit better chances of isolated showers in the southeastern corner of Utah, but overall warmer and tends to be dry this time of year. This concludes our briefing. Have a great day.